What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another episode of Unapologetically Black, Never Broken, Always Empowered. I am Brittany, joined by my lovely two guests, Brittany, Rich's wife. She's in lieu of Rich joining us, and Noelle, my best friend-in-law, Jamal's bestie. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
And it's not your first time here, but welcome nonetheless.
4 times now?
Yeah, something like that. No, he's been on once, right? Or twice. Okay. So welcome, loves. We start everything off with a check-in. So how y'all feeling?
I'm
Drained.
Fucking
Bro, you just got off vacation. What you mean?
And
that's how people treat it, right?
One
You
is
said what?
crawling. One is act like I was gone for a year, and I gotta whip her back into shape.
My bad, y'all. That's real. I feel that. Brett, how you feeling?
I'm good. I'm off work, so I'm great.
I feel that.
Okay.
Yeah, same. So I'm exhausted, but so now that Ryan's in school, we have a routine where I have to get up at 6 a.m., get him to school, leave school, come home, work out, go to work, be at work for a while. I'm done, Jamal. 2 Brittany's and a traitor. So I'm exhausted. It's feel like this ongoing. It's only been like 2 weeks, but I'm happy to be back at work. I'm happy to be, making money. And just having because I've always been someone who worked. So being at home for the last 3 years, while I have done some things from home, it just hasn't been the same as being out in the world. So it feels good. Just tired, but that's everyday life, right? Exhaustion, especially since, having kids, like Noelle said, right? So today's episode is about motherhood. This is going to be our Mother's Day special. But as opposed to, the frou-frou happy stories, the Hallmark cards, all of that, this conversation is supposed to be the real darker, for lack of a better word, the shit people don't talk about stories about motherhood. The shit you wish someone would have told you before you got pregnant. Shit, even when you were pregnant, it would have prepared you for mentally. Because there's a lot of things I know I've experienced from pregnancy till now that no one told me about. But if you ask someone, they got all the information on it.
Mm-hmm.
Why you don't tell me?
Shit. I'm like, why keep it to yourself?
Right. Why we be keeping shit like this? So that's what we're here to do, is to just talk about some of that, get it out in the open so that other people who are expecting, or actually not even expecting, for those who don't want kids, to help validate their argument because society tells them they need to have them. For those who are thinking about it, just the realisticness of it. I mean, we're going to start this by saying all of us love our children. But let's jump right in.
Love them to death, but I will square up with them. All 3 of them.
And will.
Big fucking facts. So I know I've seen on Facebook a lot this post where it's how many kids did you want to have and how many do you have? So I'll ask you ladies that. How many did you want to have and how many do you currently have?
Who first? Okay.
It doesn't matter, whoever speaks.
I didn't want any.
Okay.
I think it's in my family, a lot of us do not have kids. And I didn't want any. But I ended up getting pregnant with my one and only. And then I have my 2 bonus boys that I love to death, like they're mine as well. So I have 3. And Lord, it is a fight every day.
Thanks, Noe.
I wanted 0. Absolutely none. Finito. I wanted my 2 tied, burnt, sealed, signed, and delivered. Okay, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be the rich auntie And then I got pregnant.
Yeah.
And then I got pregnant again. Ghettoest story of my life.
You just didn't learn your lesson, did you?
She didn't learn her lesson.
I did not. You would literally would have thought I would have learned the first time. And honestly, sometimes, most times, it's not even a kid. It's the baby daddy.
Big facts.
I can't agree 100%. I cannot. I can't. My pregnancy was amazing. It really was. From start up until labor, because then she decided, hey, I'm gonna just tease you and not come for 4 days. Yeah.
Wow. She wanted smoke from the start.
Oh, she came. She said, no, not coming. It felt like she was crawling back in me when she was supposed to be going the other way. But that's what stopped me from wanting to get pregnant again. I just felt like my next pregnancy wouldn't be that great. So I got my tubes tied.
That's respectful. And that's great that like you found a doctor that would, because they put so many stipulations on women getting their tubes tied. Like they'll talk you out of that shit.
Carolina, it's my body, my choice. So back in the day, I would have had to have him sign off or be a certain age, have so many kids, whatever. Mm-hmm. But they said, nope, you're married. He doesn't even have to sign off on it. Your body, your choice. And I said, well, tie these damn things in, please.
Thank you.
That's what's up. For me, so I always wanted children. I'll say that. In general, I always wanted children. I wanted 2 or 4 for whatever reason. And like, this is, child me. I didn't like odd numbers. So I was like, if I have a third one, I'm gonna have another. This all sounds ridiculous now. Like, cause what the fuck? It's ghetto here in parenthood, in motherhood. It's probably the most hood of the places I've been to. It doesn't end. It is stressful. It's 24/7. And I know this sounds like, yeah, of course, but I until you actually are in it, the trenches, it's a motherfucking struggle. Yeah, so I have 2 boys. I have Ryan, who's 3, who we call Snuggles. I have Julian, Juju, he's 6. And then I have a beautiful bonus daughter, Izzy, who is
same name, same
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
No, if I didn't get invited to the party, just say that. Okay.
But yeah, so those are my 3. And now that I'm here, I wish I wasn't. I don't want to say I regret them. I just feel like I'd be in a much better place mentally, physically, emotionally.
Yeah.
Financially.
Sometimes I'm like, if it wasn't for you, I could have a pair of shoes.
Yes.
If I didn't want to pay for your lunch today, I could go and get my own lunch.
Exactly.
I have gas in my car today.
It's very ghetto here, okay? Because it's just like, when they say be careful who you procreate with, that they literally mean do a background check, a DNA test, run every single test known to man. Just do it. Like, you're not even being too precautious. And if you don't want kids, don't have them. It doesn't matter. When you turn old and gray, it don't matter. Just make sure you have a nice retirement plan, okay?
Yeah.
Because, no, it's ghetto.
I'm not a friendly person. I don't make friends in the nursing home, no way.
You're right.
So
that's hilarious.
I don't need them, and I don't need to be all people either. So I don't know.
But yeah, to speak to Noelle's point about like the baby daddy, I had Julian at 28, and I'm still a whole ass baby mama, right? I was like, if that's the case, I could have done that shit 10 years ago at 18, fresh out of high school, like half of the people I went to school with, and been in the same boat. It's ghetto.
I see these people, I'm like, y'all kids are really in middle school and high school. I have a few that's great. I'm like, y'all
right?
But the dumb thing is, some of these females are having another kid.
Yeah, they're starting over. I would never.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I love them.
I started over from 7.
Nope.
And that's not even that bad. Well, she was 6 at the time. Starting off from 6 is a lot. But honestly, it's a good thing because that first 6 years, boom, you get to grow with instinct. We thugging it out, okay? I'd rather thug it with 1 than thug it with like 3. Because it was a good growth period.
Mm-hmm.
Now she can help change diapers, give baths, make milk. Absolutely. Share responsibility. We in this together, Stink. It's our baby.
It's our baby.
I honestly don't put too much pressure on the kids because it's not your kid to raise. Like, it's mine and your dad. So it's just like, no. Like, they want to. They're eager when they most part. But my daughter, I have a bonus daughter as well. They're 3 months apart. It's so beautiful. Like, I couldn't have timed it better myself. But no. Nari, she was like, this your baby. Get your baby. Your baby is crying. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. I did grow a lot since I had Nari, honestly, because I was young, dumb, and I had lots of fun. But I'm still a little stupid because I double back into it again. So, but the baby daddy, the man, the partner,
makes it world of a difference, girl. It does.
It's a totally different experience. Like, truthfully and honestly, like with my daughter, the pregnancy wasn't bad, the person was bad. So I wish I could just take it all back. Like, my first pregnancy was traumatizing. Speaking of Mother's Day, I hate it. My first Mother's Day was okay. It was bad. So I'm not even a fan of Mother's Day, truthfully. And I'm just getting out of that stigma like 8 years later, 7 years later. Like, But this pregnancy with my son, even though he was 10 pounds and they had to lay me on my back and slice me open, I'm going to remind him of that for the rest of his life. I'm holding that over his head. You made it to the NBA? Yeah. And they sliced me open so you can get here. Yeah. NFL? Yeah. They sliced me open so you can get here. So remember that, okay? Just think about the pain I endured for you. Holding that over his head.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. With my first pregnancy, the pregnancy wasn't bad. It was pretty, I would say, like, normal. You know, like, I had some morning sickness, but I didn't like throw up. I just had like nausea, like, it was pretty mild, you know, etc. My second pregnancy was trash, but Jamal was very supportive. Like, I had morning sickness, like vomiting every day until I was like 20 or 21 weeks, like well after that first trimester period. Like, I was on medication for it. I had really bad indigestion. I was on medication for that. I had carpal tunnel. I didn't even know you could get carpal tunnel from being pregnant. So I had to wrap my wrists. Like, that was really bad. I had gestational diabetes with Ryan. I was on insulin because of it. Like, it fucked my whole everything up. Like, my body went haywire. So I refused to do this a third time. And I had back surgery when I was 12. So I have a metal rod and 6 screws in my back, so I can't get an epidural. Both of my births were natural, unmedicated births. So
they owe you the world.
They better get you the biggest Mother's Day gift.
Y'all better go all out every single time.
Yeah, I'm thankful I didn't experience tearing, because that's a thing.
I didn't tear either. They were looking. I'm like, y'all just in there. Just move on.
Y'all just want to be there at this point.
Move. Get out of me.
Take a picture. It lasts longer.
Right. Miss Pretty, just say that. But move. But I was spoiled, and it wasn't just by Richie. It was by his best friend, his female best friend, and I call it her wife, but also my best friend. Her wife, my best friend, also. They spoiled the hell out of me, as well as Izzy's godmother. It was just Izzy. Izzy was the asshole. It was a pure asshole in my stomach, and she lives up to it to this day. If you gave her, they were trying to monitor her, and she wouldn't wake up. They were like, "Oh, we're going to give you apple juice." Said it's not going to wake her up. They said, "Oh, but we're going to try." I said, it's not going to wake her up. An hour later, she's still asleep. I said, "Can we do it my way?" They said, "Sure." I said, "Give me some water." Drink some. I said, "Give me cold ice water." Drank it. She woke up pissed, mad.
Heart racing.
She was mad. I did have an epidural, but then I got hot spots. So it was pointless.
You said you got what?
Hot spots. So it's where the epidural does not take and you still have the pain. And I had regular labor, back labor, hot.
You have to pay for that epidural? Because if it ain't work, take that off my bill. Thank you.
Everything was free because of the military. So true. I was still in the military when I had her. But yeah, she was a pure dick throughout my pregnancy. She would, if you touch my stomach, she would drop off. She would not be found. People like, "Where is she at?" I'm like, "I don't know."
That's hilarious.
I took her after I had her. I took her to what was it? It was like a unit gathering that we had, a potluck, and she went to sleep so nobody would talk to her.
I'm dead. That's hilarious.
She looks like her daddy, but she is me all over.
Antisocial.
Yes, she's like that. If she doesn't like you, you know it. She will tell you.
That's so funny. Well, we were excited to meet her. However, I don't want her to not like me.
How old is she now?
She is 6. She will be 7 on the 26th. And her mouth is turning, I think, 13.
I'm dead.
Oh, she a Gemini?
That's because she's a Gemini, just like
your mom is a Gemini. So, I tell people I gave birth to my twin because she is terrible.
Warning, Geminis are crazy.
You're on podcast currently with 2 Geminis, so
yes.
That.
You don't see the face?
That's okay. I was making faces when she said Rich's best friend spoiled her because I don't remember Jamal's best friend spoiling me, but neither here nor there.
Rich's best friend, she came over to the house and would cook me Sunday dinner every Sunday.
Actually, can we get into that? Can we get into that I didn't know that they was pregnant? Yeah.
Oh.
Why did you not know I was pregnant? You didn't know we were married, but you knew I was pregnant. That was it. That wasn't
towards the end. It didn't count.
No, you know what? I'll give it to you. I met you while I was pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
When we went out for his birthday and y'all were drinking at the bar, I was pregnant. I'll give it to you. I'm not doing it again, but in the future, hypothetically, I know you got me. You'd cook me Sunday dinner.
Yeah, it's literally.
Okay.
Yeah. Triggered.
I was like,
honestly, I did the same thing. I kind of borderline kept my pregnancy a secret until the gender reveal. Like they knew, the internet didn't know. I just posted it by posting the gender, and I still have not posted baby on the internet.
I didn't want a gender reveal. I didn't.
That's all I wanted because my daughter, I didn't have a baby shower gender reveal. I had a baby shower, but it was like one of those like put together jokes. Like shout out to my sister for throwing it. My sister was 19 when she threw it, and she literally did a good job. She pulled it together. But I just wanted to do it. I didn't care about a baby shower. I already had a baby shower. And you know how the stigmas be like, oh, you had one baby shower. You good. You don't need another. Blah, blah. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Get that man to serve you. Okay? Yes. What's that? String beans, mashed potatoes, and chicken?
It's just green beans and chicken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, he has a full meal just about especially at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, nah. She serves him at the beginning of every podcast.
Eat on my sister. We love that the roles are reversed, okay? I'm
Nice.
here. But yeah, I didn't announce it nothing. And it was still like, even now, like, people have to be reminded that I have a baby. Like, people still ask like, did everything go well with the pregnancy?
Right.
I'm
It's
just
over.
like,
Is it done?
yeah, you know. He be like chilling, but it's just like, nope, nobody knows. Like, nobody knows unless you ask. But
Yeah.
when he gets on my nerves, you'll know. But it was like, I don't know, he be chilling. Like, I don't know. It's like, that's my dog. Like, my pregnancy was beautiful. My partner was supportive as much as a man can. But
Yeah.
he was really supportive. Like, it, like, he wants 2 more children, and I want no more kids. Like, hear me out. Fuck the kids. I don't want absolutely none. Well, for
That's
that
cool,
reason,
Lord.
I
You're
literally I would
65?
give him 2 more kids. I
I
would.
didn't say that. You would?
I would.
Oh, that's cute. I'm done.
That's ghetto shit. That means I get.
Done.
I just want a boy for 2 years. After that, like right before his second birthday, I have to take him to the firehouse because at 2, you can't take him there. But
When can you leave him at church,
Statue of
though?
limitations. They only has 3 days now.
I said what?
Jamal said he wanted another girl.
I thought I wanted a girl until I realized I can't do hair, and I just don't want to have to pay somebody to do their hair. I'm good.
if I live closer, I would do it. I found
I
out
don't know
that
how
I
to
can
do
do hair
that's a little baby.
because of the girl.
Because you had a girl.
We grew up together on this hair journey. She was bald as I don't know what. Now it's down her back, and I keep it braided and keep it nice. I'm like,
What you do? How you make it grow?
I keep it stimulated. I do not do like most of those parents and put coconut oil and all that shit. I don't believe in that. I just comb and brush her hair every week. I wash it, and I put Vaseline in it. Petroleum jelly, that's what I use. And maybe the green super grow. But other than that, I don't put all that shit in her hair. That stuff make her hair heavy.
Okay.
So I don't know. Ryan has hair, and it looks like this every day. I don't like. I spray it, put some oil in it, and fluff him out. Send him on his way. That's what my daughter would look like walking around. Yeah, that's all.
Izzy was bald headed for a very long time. She looked like an old man.
No, my son came out with a head full of hair.
Yeah.
He looked like a bald head Asian.
Oh wow.
Now his curls starting to come back, and I was like, I'm proud. Like, I was looking at old pictures, and I'm looking like, damn, you was bald headed as shit. Like, he really looked like a little Korean baby. Like,
He did.
if Manny looked at me and said, "Who baby is this?" I couldn't even be mad because who baby is that? Because it's not mine either. Who baby is this?
They switched them.
They switched them at birth. I said, "Lucy." Like, when I say bald head, I'm talking about bald head. I'm like, look like somebody just took a straight razor. You know, like in like African and Asian communities, they like shave the baby's head. That's what it looked like happened. It did. I stopped taking pictures of them. I'm factual, and I'm here to contest to it, sir. You was going through a rough period of time in your life, and I just feel like you shouldn't be photographed under those circumstances.
You're just looking out for her.
With a girl, you just get one of those oversized bowls, put it in her hair, and say, "Go on to school." It don't matter if it's done or anything. Just put a bow
on them 3 pieces of hair.
3 pieces of hair. Sit out the door. Everybody, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Yeah. She's nice.
That's hilarious. Okay, so we talked about, pregnancy, labor, and delivery. After having the baby, did either of you guys experience postpartum symptoms of any kind? Not necessarily depression, but hair loss or, any of the other many things that people experience.
I did. I lost my edges and they finally grown back. You see them? They grew.
I see them.
They remember they grew
edges.
I was having a panic attack. I was having a nerve. I went through it. I lost my edges. Who is it? I'm busy. What you want? Huh?
What time is it?
Time for you to go to bed.
Yeah.
Love you. Watch
There's
your
a whole other adult, but they
Right,
come
whole one. She walked right past him.
whole other
Oh,
adult.
okay.
Because we seen them.
But yeah, Nari, the one that just came through the door, I had postpartum an entire year. Literally whole year. Full ass year of some change actually. It was depression. It was weight loss. Like I thought I was stressed out. And honestly, it was also the person,
Mm-hmm.
the sperm giver. What made it a lot worse because I went through a lot. But my son, I went through it, and only because like naturally, I think it just happened because my partner was supportive to his comprehension, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for something that's new and not comprehended, because he wasn't with his daughter mom after, so it was just like I don't know what's going on, and I'm trying to explain it, but I don't want to seem like oh my gosh, like I really just didn't want to sound like those. I kind of just went through it. But you want two more? I'm being very open with all of my symptoms. If I'm sad, I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm happy. If I'm mad, be glad. I'm not trying to kill you. Respectfully.
Or run, because I might try to kill you.
Yeah, like literally all of those things. But like postpartum itself, yeah. Yeah, that hair loss took me out because literally when my son went bald, this part of my hair went very bald. Like could have stopped
Going bald together.
We going together. Y'all was like, we going
we solid. And when I say I had pictures right before it happened, I literally had 4, and I had locks prior. So I'm like, was a lock there? Like, am I missing something? What happened? Like, maybe I lost the lock or something. Like, I was convinced he cut my hair, but it didn't happen. I just lost the hair, and it was bad. And I stopped liking certain food. I don't know if that happened for postpartum, but yeah.
I can't eat pineapple as much as I used to. I used to love pineapple.
And you don't enjoy them as much?
I don't enjoy it as much. It leaves a bad taste. I got a hold of a bad pineapple, and that was the end of that.
Mm.
I can't say that I didn't have postpartum depression towards her. I had it against my mama.
Yeah.
Like, it was real. So sweet.
Hi, Nari.
Hello, Auntie. I never seen her. No.
I've never seen her before.
You've never seen me.
No, she said she ain't see you in a while.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
All right.
Yeah,
but yeah, I personally just couldn't stand them.
Love you. You brush your teeth. Okay.
It was different, I guess, because we're used to. Sometimes people are just used to dealing with the mom and your side of the family.
I understand that frustration. It's like, okay, I get you want to fucking give me a kiss, but like, go away.
Because when did you have that many kisses before bed?
Right. Nope, gotta kiss you 5 times, OCD style, right before bed.
I'm just like,
just trying to stay awake. Take your ass to sleep.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was like they were getting on my nerves because my mama, she felt one way because we do things one way in my family. Then Richard believed that you did one way because this is how his family done it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting here like, shoot, what the fuck do y'all want me to do?
Right.
And at one point, I got him on the phone, her staring at me, and I'm just looking at them like, I wish both of y'all just shut the hell up.
Yeah.
And leave me alone. And they were like, you thought you were falling into postpartum depression? No, I couldn't stand y'all. Y'all were getting on my damn nerves. I'm like, I've been helping raise kids for so long, and I finally have one, and all of that shit go out the window. Y'all just think like, fuck this shit. I don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
But that's what it was. Like, my mom has her own ideology and beliefs, but I love my in-laws to infinity and infinity. Like, I'm going to war behind them. Like, no fun. Like, I'm gonna go to war behind my mother too, but I might be on the other side.
Nah, I feel that.
No, when I was doing my pregnancy, supportive mom, dad, grandmother, brothers, cousins, best friend, like, yeah, like they all were so interactive and they cared so much for me. And like even afterwards, like they still ask me, am I okay? Check up on me. And that stuff means a lot. Like even to this day, me and his mom, that's my dog. Like I call his dad and was just like, Dad, brake stopped working. Fix the brakes. How much do I owe you? How much was it? Never said nothing. Wish me happy birthday, Valentine's Day. Like, girl, bye, get out my face. Like they treat me like I'm their own child, and that shit's so rare and it's so genuine. Like that's why it's just like giving him 2 more kids, I feel like would not be a mistake because he's very level-headed and he doesn't lash out on me, even though I be lashing out on him. But it's just like his family is so like good, bad, right or wrong. They're going to be there for the child, and even right or wrong, like. His mom is like, she always listen. Like it's always a listening ear with her, but it's not, oh, but you need to watch out for her. Like it don't be no, bashing me to him.
Yeah.
From my knowledge.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? But
I feel that.
What I know is like they supported. She called me, she texted on me. Like even when I was going to London, I wasn't gonna go because I didn't have childcare. She was like, no, you need to go. You need to work. Like she was encouraging me just as much as my partner was, but I didn't get that same support from my mom. Like so, it was just like, how can like in reality, complete strangers that know me from nothing and nowhere, but her son, like. I get birthday gifts, I get Christmas gifts. My daughter get birthday, Christmas, Easter bags. Like they do their big one for them. That's why it's just like for them, like I'm always gonna support, show up, show face. Like for them, anything. But they actually don't get along. My mom and his mom, they don't get along.
That's not surprising at all.
It's not my mom's birthday. So there's that.
That's not surprising. I think for me, I didn't experience postpartum depression per se. I shrugged because I did have a lot of dark thoughts, but I don't feel like they overtook to the part of depression. Like Ryan cried a lot. He cried a lot. Like he cried a lot. I always say that again. He cried a lot. Yeah, and like Julian didn't cry as much, and Jamal's experience with Izzy also not as much. He didn't sleep through the night until he was over a year old. There were just a lot of very sleepless, exhausting nights in which I understood shaken baby syndrome. Like I would never actually shake my baby, right? But like, because I know it would kill them. But like, I understood. Like, I'm like, let me just set you down and leave the room because
stepping away was my thing. Let me step away.
Yeah, you have
I still do that. Let me go to your room.
Take a moment, right? Shit, today Ryan, I got mad at him about something. He said, "Mommy, take a breath." Right, like at 3, take a deep breath. Because like,
you take a breath, I take yours.
Exactly. Because that just wasn't a good time. And then similar but not really, we were dealing with a lot of shit with Jamal's with Monica.
This guy's parenthood. I mean,
I remember one time we had her watch Ryan, and I was breastfeeding. I breastfed him until he was 19 months, exclusively breastfed him. He didn't really take formula or anything else. And I gave her a few bottles, and she chose to put cereal in his bottle when he was like 3 months old, like well before I was ready to do such things. And when we got him back, he was like projectile vomiting all over the fucking place. It was extremely scary. because I'm just holding him over the trash can. Like, I don't know, what to do, when this is going to stop. And when we said something about it, she laughed. The boundaries you have to put in place, especially when it's your first child, but in general, to everyone around you, like, raising your kid should be between you and your partner, period. The rest of that, you don't need to hear, because people are going to give you these old school ass opinions, or, what worked for them. But, like, most of them are fucked up too. Like, the way you want to raise your baby should be between you and your partner. The rest of that is fucking white noise. And I think that's really important for a lot of people who are like mama's boys and, daddy's girl, and they want to cater to everybody. You can't. Like, you just have to do it the way the fuck y'all talk about on each and every fucking topic, because things are going to come up with one child that never comes up with the other, or comes up later, or, whatever it is. Like, you have to tackle it. Potty training, for instance, I never thought I would be the type, because with Ryan, we just let him run around naked.
Yep.
Because nothing else was working. Like, so if he had anything on him, he was gonna piss in it or take, shit in it. So he had to be naked to feel the urgency to go to the toilet. Would I ever think that's the way I'd potty train my child? Absolutely not. But, like, that's the way we had to do it. Like, damn near newspaper on the floor, not that bad. But, like, basically we had to do that. So yeah, I didn't luckily experience any postpartum hair loss or any of that. I will say that after having kids, hormonally, like, my sex drive is lower. Still 3 years later.
Tube stop. It'll come back.
Get inside? Okay, bet. Bet. I will say losing weight's helped too, but in general, like, losing that baby weight. But in general, and then not depression, just the body changes of, like, not mental, but the body changes of postpartum. Like, as a grown ass woman, I stuffed my bra, like, right after I had him, because I was breastfeeding and these joints weren't, after I was done breastfeeding, they're not giving. Like, I'm over here putting socks in my bra, and I'm a grown ass woman. Okay. Like, these are realities of what I needed to do to, like, achieve a look that I had naturally 7 years ago. Like, what is happening?
I went from a 12-year-old boy body to the grown woman body that I have now because of pregnancy.
Well, that's good.
I was very skinny, I was a negative A, felt like, in the bra. Like, I was tiny. So when I started seeing titties, I said, "Oh, look at titties."
Oh, I like it.
Right?
Now, my weight, I will say some of it, when I first had her, my snapback was nice. But once I became a stay-at-home mom, that's when I started blowing up. I'm like, I like a little bit of weight, but this is too much weight. Like, I was like, I was just 155 when I had her. There's no way that I'm back up here again and I'm not pregnant. So losing weight has been my thing, and maintaining a certain weight has been something. But it's depressing sometimes, because you're like, I want to do it, but I don't have time.
Yeah, I get that. And that's been my issue up until this year. Like, this year, I finally, like, stuck to something, as far as working out and all of that goes. When I originally, because I lost 80 pounds, like, right before I got pregnant with Julian, so 8-9 years ago. But I was in the gym every day for 1 to 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. Like, but I had that time to do that. And now, as a parent, I don't. So now I do 20 to 30 minute dance workouts and some weights, maybe a total of 45 minutes, 5 days a week. And I've lost a little over 20 pounds since January. You know, plug myself. But yeah, so I feel like getting into routines is literally the only way I'd be able to survive. I don't think living my life carelessly is something I could do anymore.
It's not even an option. Okay.
It's not. It's not. And that's the other thing I would say to somebody who's like, I wouldn't even say thinking about kids, but just someone who doesn't have kids, like a young person who doesn't have kids. I would tell them that it becomes overwhelming to have to juggle not only your life and your schedule, but then remember important dates and things for another person's life. And you have to, because they're not going to remember.
And I used to tell people, especially like my Marines, because of course they have to ask you, hey, do you think I should get married? You have to be part of their life. I used to tell them, look, there's two things I do not recommend because it's all ghetto. That's marriage and kids. I love my husband. I love my kids. But I had a hell of a lot more freedom when I had either one of them. And you're able to do more. You are able to live more. It's wonderful. You get to do new things. But I wouldn't recommend you do it at 21 to 25. Just wait until about your your late 20s, early 30s, maybe. And I only say that so you can get it out the way, and by the time you're 50, you living your best life. Because my mama is living her 60th life right now.
Yeah. Because I and like once again with the right person, because I waited till I was 27, 28. And while it's like a good time, it's also like not a good time. Like I feel like my 30s, this is when I have the financial, not freedom, but ability to do things I would not have been able to do in my 20s that I now can't do because I don't have a babysitter, or I don't have like whatever the fuck. Or, you know, I think Jamal and I tried to go to brunch once and kids weren't even allowed. And this is when he was like, he wouldn't even been eating. He would have just been there. Like, it's
now I get breaks because my mother, especially when she was first born, she would get her for a week or two every other month. And now that she's in school, she gets her for the summer. So last summer I had a hot mom summer. I ain't had no kids. I ain't had nobody job. I just did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Great. Well, other than, you know, the business and stuff, but Rachel was doing that. But for the most part, I just did what I wanted to do. So I do get breaks. But it's like I still got you 10 months out of the year. And those weeks, sometimes I'll be wanting them to be a little bit longer. Spring break needs to be 3 weeks instead of 1. I'm trying, like, sometimes I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Why are you talking to me? When did you stop?
I feel that way every day.
Yes, I'm like, and then you feel bad as a mom because you're like, I should listen. Or people are like, you know, you're gonna miss those days when they're gone. No, the fuck I'm not.
No, not.
I will not miss being questioned why.
No kids or people with the fucked up kids. Like, respectfully, you should never have input to tell nobody how to raise your kids, because you should look at your own. Right. That's why I said people do the best they can, honestly. And I give it to people. They really do the best they can. But
and also, like,
people scream, oh, it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village, blah, 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 blah.
Then they don't be in your village.
And then it's crazy because it's just like me. I'm very cautious with my eggs. So when I need a sitter or child care, whether it's for 20 minutes or 2 fucking hours or 2 days, simply because it's like me, I have to, if I ask, I have to be able to do the same thing. But it's just like between work and drill and then the lives like that they have on the weekend, it just be like, like the kids have schedules that I have to keep up with. Like I just like sit down. Like why do y'all have so much to do? But it's just like it's good that they're like in a bunch of stuff at the same time.
Because if they weren't doing those things, they'll be in your face.
They you gotta pick them up.
Why are you here?
You kind of gotta maintain it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta practice in the free time. And I just like, fuck y'all, bro. Like, for real. Sit down, don't say nothing, eat. I don't care if y'all eat chips and red juice for the rest of the day. Leave me alone. But realistically, that can't be the answer. And I hate it. I hate it so much because it's like now it's just like everybody works. Like when I was 21, everybody was my age. They didn't have jobs. I had babysitters galore. Like what childcare never blinked the eye, never batted the eye, always had it. But it's like now we adults. We have careers, we have spouses, partners, other kids, and then on top of that, like I want to go outside this weekend. Like if I ain't got my kids, I think I want yours. So it's just like, dang, like you gotta take all those things in consideration. So it's just like anytime somebody do like babysit or something, especially Brittany, because I be hearing her on the wing, on the fly, and she be coming through on the clutches, but it just be like I be so scared. Like I be realistic. I be so scared to ask because not only one, it's a time like where like pedophilia and like men and women, like boys and girls. It's like I don't want nobody to watch my child. Like no, for me, there's 3 people to watch my child: Brittany, his godmother, and his mom. Like that's the only person I relinquished custody. And then one, my church mom, like she watched them for a weekend to give me a break. Like, and it took a lot of, and then it was just like Jesus was like, it's fine, like go ahead. And I'm just like, I watched her, you know what I'm saying? Like she was a foster mom, I think still is, and she raised a lot of kids. She's always was that church mom with babies, like so naturally that's just her. But I'm just like, it's so scary because I don't want my daughter nowhere. I don't want to see my son nowhere. And it's just like my daughter, like honestly, to be truthful, like anybody that wanted to watch her, go ahead. I don't care. But now I'm more conscious. I'm just like, I can't sing you. I need a break, but I can't just sing you everywhere because I'm a little stricter in my house. But everybody may not be the same way. And it's just like watch yourself. But you know, everybody's not the same way. So it's like you gotta be conscious of that. Like me, I'm a firearm person. My kids are firearm children. So it's just like, if you don't want your kid around that, and I'm just like, maybe I may not be the best place to be. But it's just like, before I like put my kids in firearms, like in the face of firearms, like, no, they're well trained. They know what to do. They know what not to do. Like, it takes a lot of teaching and discipline because, yes, white people could do it, so can the black kids. But the thing is about that, it's the white kids shooting up the school, and I'm gonna say that, and I'm standing 10 toes on that. Like,
yeah, my kids, they're aware that me and my husband both I answer the door with mine. Hey, don't I don't know you coming. I answer the door with mine. Mine is purple. You can throw this thing right here in your face. But my kids are aware. If you see it, you let me know. Don't touch it. Don't do nothing with it. Find me and your father. And it's the consistency that we have with that. You might come in and I have mine on my side. If you don't want your kids to see it, I am a cusser. I am a gun carrier. Yeah. I don't know when God said, hey, let's make her a mother, but I don't think it was right. I think he meant somebody else because I'm not mature enough sometimes.
I'm not even. Me and my daughter feel from some super nut stuff. Like we really be some goofy people in the house. Like when we be goofing off, it be crazy. It be like, I look at myself sometimes and I'm like, damn, they really made you a mother like me. Like my daughter was.
I definitely think about that all the time.
Overstimulated. And I'm just like,
3 whole ass kids.
I just need some quiet. So like, I'm overstimulated right now. Give me a second, like just quiet. And
that's really important. Like recognizing that. And I want to ask you guys this. And then I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna run away for a second because I have to pee, because that's also a side effect of labor, is the inability to hold your pee for long periods of time. So I'm gonna throw this question out there and I'm gonna run away. But I'm gonna come back.
So you want to answer it or wait on you?
No, I want y'all to answer it for sure. But as far as like understanding when you're overstimulated and just in general, like no one tests you like your kids. Like no one can pull out that inner gangster like your fucking children, right? So what do you guys do to unwind and to de-stress on a regular basis? Because it's every day that you're tested.
I used to tell my daughter to shut the F up. That's what I be saying, ma'am. Or I just like, shh. Like I be like, shh, be quiet. I just need silence. It's like, you okay, mommy? You just want to. And I give her this stare, and we have a moment. With my son, he doesn't understand, so I put him in his pocket plate because he can't go nowhere, and I just close the door and I sit down and I scroll TikTok. That's what I do. And if I have me some wine, mostly wine. I honestly don't drink as much because my partner, he doesn't drink, so I don't consume nearly as much alcohol as I used to. But I keep my vape pen on me. I keeps it on me. I do. Like I would put myself in the bathroom. I would fan on and I was sitting there. I don't care. Like I need it to unwind. And it's like me, I too much be going on. It's like loud sounds, loud music, too much talking. I kind of just, for whatever reason, I go quiet. Like I'm just like, and it happened to me at work today. I heard the clocks ticking. I work in an extremely large warehouse with a bunch of shit. I heard the clocks ticking, and that's when I knew it was time for me to go home. I was like, "You just heard the clock ticking?" I was like, "Yeah, no, this is it." But at home, I try to like flute myself. I try to set that boundary. Like, hey, give me a moment, give me a second. But the times that I don't give that warning and it just keeps happening, I just spaz out. Yes, I just be in the shower. I'll take my shower like I haven't showered yet, but I'll probably be in the shower for like 40 minutes. Like I have to, because the shower, that's my me time.
Yeah, let them come in. Ryan likes to come in. Go away.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I just like, can I shower with you? And I'm just like, can I do anything alone? Like, Facts. Man. Like every now and again, I just do it with her just to, to like not have her. But you ain't doing it with me, blah blah blah. Because she see me do it with 10, but I'm just like, 10's a baby. It's easier for me to shower with him and bathe him because he's this big. Like, but yeah, I have to just. I honestly, my partner, he taught me that the most. I just have to step away, like take a step back and just. Which was very hard to comprehend, to understand until I started doing it. Once I started taking a step back, it was just like, okay, this works, because I would get overstimulated so fast. Like, and then my son he was a crybaby. He was a really bad crybaby, and he would just cry and cry and cry and cry himself to sleep, and then wake up and cry some more. It was a lot, because I had, like, at the time, like, I'm waking up at 5:15, 5:30, like, sir, go to sleep. And I'm like, thriving off 3 hours of sleep every day, because I'm not going to sleep, because once he go to sleep, I have to decompress myself, and then my alarm, and I'm up again. Same routine.
I had to learn to be vocal, because at first I come from a family where women do everything. We take care of the kids. We cook every day. We do this. We do that. And I'm like, bro, that's bullshit. Ain't nobody got time for that. I applaud y'all for doing that, and thank you.
Right.
But that's bullshit. I'm not getting ready to do all of that. But I'm now very vocal on, hey, leave me the hell alone. I'm going to go take me a nap right quick. Don't nobody bother me. I just came home Sunday. Me and my daughter went to North Carolina, where I'm from. We had death in the family or whatever, and I was tired when I came back. She's exhausting when she's around my family because it's like everything is such a show, and I'm, bro, calm your ass down. But I will go. I was like, I'm taking a nap. I went to sleep at 1. They were waking me up at 5. I'm like, oh, thank you for that long nap because I needed that. But for the most part, it's like with her, I'm just like, okay, go in your room. Go in your room. Don't come out until I take you to because I need you to leave me alone. And I'm very upfront with her. I'm very upfront and honest. That way she's not saying, well, mommy, you just said that you wanted to do this. No, mommy is tired. Mommy needs a break from you. You're talking too much. Let me do this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And we communicate very well. But my daughter has also come to me and said that if I don't cuss her out, she feels like I don't love her. So I'm like, and I learned that in Walmart. And she was bothering me. And so I'm like, I bet these people think that I'm just crazy because I'm sitting here telling you to shut the hell up and you won't. And she's like, they don't understand that I like it. Like, no.
That's hilarious. Not I like it though. Her love language is cuss words.
And she thinks it's hilarious. She doesn't cry. My boys, they don't cry. It's like the harder we are, the more they understand. But I will also say that we were blessed with good kids. They bug us when we let them. Mm-hmm. They leave us alone for the most part. So it might be times where somebody calls and they're like, where the kids at? I don't know. And I seriously don't. I know they're in the house. I know that they're, but I don't know. Because I haven't seen them in hours.
Yep. And I like it that way. So I'm not about to go seek them out for you to talk to them. I'm not going.
Why would I bother?
They are fed and they are cooling. Yeah, not facts.
For my daughter, I was like, she doing early alone. She was like, but she ain't talk to me in how long? Don't worry about it. When she's done, she will give you a call at her earliest convenience.
At her earliest, right?
And then my daughter started crying. I'm like, why are you crying? I said, hi, no bad. Like, no, go do your work. But it's just like me, because my partner is an educator. Like he taught small kids. Now I have to be conscious to make sure while my daughter TikToking and knowing all these dance and rocking her hips and shit, you better know these books the same way. So it's just like, okay, because I'm conscious of her shortcomings. No, she don't got time to talk on the phone when she has work to do on the table. I don't care if it's for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. She don't have the time. So, like me and my mom, we don't see eye to eye on that because for whatever reason, me and my siblings we were smart. And I remember it's just because my daycare, my aunt ran a daycare and she was honest. Like she made sure we knew letters, colors, cursive, how to write, multiply. And I'm just like, well, you was lucky because you didn't have to manage us. Like you didn't have to baby us because we knew what we was doing. So
because COVID has taught us none of us were cut out to be teachers.
I mean,
I knew. COVID got you into the daycare system.
I didn't get that before.
He teaches conscious to let him know when you teach her, I do my best to maintain. But if I have to initiate the teaching, it won't get done because I don't know where to start. Like I'm teaching her to sound out letters, and I'm just like, E says what again? I said, but
E says what?
Like I'm like going through it because I'm just like, damn, I need to be hooked on phonics myself, but I just learned I'm not a teacher. Like I just can read because I know how to read. I just know these 2 letters is I before the E, except in neighbor. Like I just know it. Why the K and the N and knife says knife and not knife, baby, I don't know. Because why am I telling you these invisible letters with no sounds mean? I am not the one. No.
With Izzy, we had essentially homeschooled her through COVID. So she was in kindergarten, 1st grade, somewhere in there, right? She was in that age. That was the most stressful fucking time of my life. I was on birth control, and every time I had to teach her anything, I started bleeding. Like, she raised my blood pressure to the point where my body had to release, right? Insanely stressful. But I would say second grade. No, it was like first grade. It was 3 years ago. She's in fourth grade.
I'm a teacher all day long. I am a teacher since before I joined the military, I was in daycare. Now that I'm out, I'm back in daycare. And when I had her, all I do is teach. Everything is a life lesson. Everything is a lesson. Everything is, and I get on everybody's nerves. Education comes first before anything. Anything that she does, if I get a report card and it don't look like the one before, or if the grade didn't go higher, we sit down, we gonna do something. And if you cannot respect my wishes as my village, you don't get them. You don't get her. So like back to potty training. When I potty trained, I threw out all diapers. I said, I'm not buying diapers and I'm not buying pull-ups. She will be in underwear until she gets it. I let her run around naked for a very long, I think it was 3 days. Mm-hmm. And she was able to pee on the potty within the first week of us potty training. Pooping came a little bit longer. I think she was a little over 2. She was with my grandmother. She was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. She let her go. She said she pooped, and that's been it ever since. But I told my family, hey, look, this is what I'm doing for potty training. If you can't do this, don't get her.
Yeah.
And I've always, anything that I had to learn boundaries when it came to my child. I don't have boundaries for myself, but I have plenty of boundaries for her. My family will fight me tooth and nail. I think they're just not getting it. She's not gonna budge. So let's just do it away. But education, my mama, she does. My mother, my aunt, my family, they will help on education. But for the most part, everything she knows, just about I taught her.
Yeah.
But teaching and then coming home, I'm like, bro, get out of my face.
Why?
And I had to listen to
and I give my boyfriend a lot of credit because the patience he possessed, and my daughter is not an easy pill to swallow. Like, she's gonna give you a run for your money. She's gonna take you to bank. IRS will come collect. Like, she's the one. But
speaking of patience. Speaking of patience, since all 3 of us are stepmothers, how have you guys navigated that journey of stepping into being a mother of a child you didn't give birth to?
It's been a breeze. I love it, and I kind of wish it was mine. Yes, I did. I said it. Like, she's beautiful, like a beautiful soul. Like, she comprehends emotions. She's very literate, so she can articulate how she feels and emotions. She can read the room. She knows when I'm not feeling well. Like, she gonna go to bed for me every time. Like, if I don't want to be bothered and I'm just laying down, no, she's tired, let her rest. Nari is gonna have a fit. But her, like, when I say God's gift, like, she's so patient. Like, she's really her father in a sense. Like, just a kid version of her father. And it's a blessing because, like, sometimes I'll be just overwhelmed. And, like, with her, I don't have to do anything with her. And she's like, she loves me just for existing. And I never met a person that, like, loved me for just existing. Like, with her, all I have to do is exist and smile and laugh and dance and color with her. Like, other than that, like, all I have to do is exist. And she makes stepping in easy. She's already well-mannered, so there's no discipline. Like, she be trying her hand a little bit, but it's nothing to the point where it's just like, this motherfucker got me fucked up. Now, if you ask my boyfriend how
yeah, that's a different situation. We'll save that for Father's Day.
But it's like it's amazing. Like I literally could not ask for a better stepchild, and I don't even call it my stepchild. Like that's my baby. Like
Yeah, and I feel that.
that's my baby. That's my girl right there. Like I just love me from her because she just the love she gives and like it just be so like I don't know. Like I never like saying I look up to a kid is crazy because she's like so determined and so focused, and I just like.
That's really cute. That's not what we're here to talk about. Britt, do you have a better story?
So my boys make it easy. My boys, they make it easy. They really. I love my babies. I go up the bat with anybody for my boys, even their parents. I've had to do that a few times. They make it very easy. My oldest, that's my heart, Jesus Christ. Like he'll come in and I think one day he had got done with baseball, came in, fell asleep on me. I'm like, bro, you are 11. Why are you on me like this? Like, I mean, snoring. My baby, his mouth is on 16. Sometimes you just want to, go to blows with him, but he is a very loving child. He is a very nurturing, caring person. He reminds me of Sheldon. Very smart, very intelligent, but that mouth is like Sheldon's. And sometimes you're like, bro, I don't care how smart you are. I'll still square with you. They make where the hard issues, and maybe we can have a stepmama saying later on, where the hard issues a little bit easier. Sometimes I want to say, you know what? I don't want to do this because they getting on my nerves. But then my boys, I look at them and I'm like, I can't stop because they're getting on my nerves. I got to do it because of y'all. I'm not doing it because of them over there. Not even my husband. I'm not doing this shit because of him. I'm not definitely doing it because of your mama. I'm doing it because of y'all. And the love that I have for them and the love that they give me back, they will call me in a heartbeat. They will call me. They will love on me. They look for me. I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. I like this. If anything ever happened with me and him, he gotta give me my babies at least twice a month.
I feel the same way. I don't care what me and you go through, but she's gonna come with me. Like once a month, all summer. I don't care. We gonna work it out. Like that's on me right there. Like even when I was in London, I talked to her for like 40 minutes. We was on the phone 40 minutes. And she asked her mom
to speak. For me, right? I absolutely love Izzy. And there's no lack of love there. However, due to the relationship between the parents of the situation, it's a hard reset on Izzy a lot of the times. Like she's gotten older and like understands a little bit of the dynamic, but because they talk shit about me at that house, that's the reality of it. She comes back and it's almost like there's a bit of a wall there. It's like I said, over the years, because Jamal and I have been together for 5 years, it's gotten better. But like in the beginning, he experienced the same thing with Julian. It was a hard reset. It was a Miss Brittany when you were just calling me mom. It was, whatever it is. Like, and like I said, I don't foresee that relationship getting any better. I would hope the bitch would mature because she's 40, but it hasn't happened yet. So here we are. I would say, as far as my parenting journey goes, being a stepmother has been the hardest part for me. And it's not because of Izzy. It is because the way Izzy is being raised and has been raised is not the way I would raise my daughter. And so a lot of the things she comes to us with, a lot of the things that are happening, It's just not things that, like, at her age, I feel like she should be experiencing. It's hard. It's a hard thing to manage for me. But it's not for a lack of loving her. I will also say, unlike what it sounds like with y'all bonus children, Izzy's a fucking mean girl. She's mean. She's rude. She's like to the point where, like, Izzy was at Nari's birthday party and Noelle had a video of Izzy saying, "I will snatch you up out that seat," like, to Nari. Like,
see, she had me in an orange jumpsuit, smiling.
So,
smiling
like, yeah. Here's Jamal. Like, Izzy didn't go to school so that her mother could go to court against her oldest daughter. Like, it's just ghetto, right? Like, it's just ghetto. There's a lot of ghetto things happening, and I don't feel like she should be in that situation. Like I said, it's not for lack of love of my child, but the situation is not an easy one to navigate. It's just not. If you want to learn more about it, if you go into our archives, there's the Baby Mama, Baby Daddy episode we did a while ago that details all of that.
That was a good. I love it.
Damn, why you ain't invite me to that one? You know I would have turned up on the episode.
You should have, right? Okay, so I have a couple more questions in the wrap up, but I will ask you guys: have you ever experienced mom guilt, and how do you deal with that?
Yes. I feel like with Nari, I was ill prepared, and her daddy wasn't nothing. And the mental capacity that I have to make available to constantly fight for her and train her and unprogram her and program her is just like crazy, because Nari is my mean girl, which is why I cling, to my boyfriend's daughter a lot harder, because like she's me in a sense, like not mean and hateful and stuff like that. But again, the environment, she was at her father. It's just like, if you bash me, bash him. It's just like, because Nar used to call my boyfriend dad at first. So it was just like, daddy. I was like, she been saying it for 2 weeks before I even caught it, because it was just so, what I'm saying, it was so natural. Then I was just like, wait a minute. But it's just like, with him, he makes it difficult. He goes out of his way to inconvenience me. It's just, it be a lot, because I'm just like, I feel so bad for even bringing you into the situation, not assessing the situation correctly. Like, when I was getting abused in the beginning, that should have been my, sign abort mission. Like, yes, I'm pro-choice. Fuck them kids, the latest fetus, absolutely. But not saying I don't love her, but I just wouldn't brought her in under said circumstances, because it's bad. Like, even now, it's just like, sir, grow up. But for whatever reason, he's just holding on to her so bad, and I don't get it. And it makes me feel bad. Like, it makes me feel like I didn't do something wrong. Like, where did I go wrong? What did I do? Like, I didn't listen to my mother, because she told me, like, I be getting on her for saying it, but it made sense. Like, she saw something I didn't see. But like, every time I don't have the mental capacity for her, or I'm frustrated at her, because I do have that, like I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but how I feel about him sometimes comes out on her, and I have to be extra conscious about it, because I don't feel this way about you. I feel about your father. However, it's just like, you are displaying the same actions he displays, and it's just, it gets overwhelming, frustrated. But then it's just like, some days I want to give up. Like this morning, last night, I want to give up. Like, he can have you. I'm done fighting for you, because I literally fight tooth and nail, and I provide the best life that I can provide for you. Like, and like, at bare minimum, like, you go to school, you're clothed, you're fed, and you have a stable roof over your head at all times. But like, even the outside, like going above and beyond, it's just like, I can't. Like, I be through the roof, like, just fed up. But it's just like, I can't give up on you, because if I give up on you, like, who's gonna have you like I have you? Because I watch people fail me, I watch them fail you. So it's just like I can't, I can't give up because of you, which is stressful to me. But it's just like I still like have that horrible, horrible guilt where it's just like tighten up, and it'd be so much because I be fighting that battle every day because I be ready to give up, but I'm like I can't, and that is so irritating, real bad.
Britt, do you ever experience mom guilt?
Yeah, it goes back to the stepmom thing because coming into this whole thing, I wanted us to be this happy blended family.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily
Brady Bunch ass.
But, me, Richard, Izzy, the boys, yeah. I wanted to take trips and do this and do that, and it's not always available.
Yeah.
So in the midst of the first few years, I'm always like, well, we can't do this because we don't have the boys. I can't do that because of this. And I feel like I missed out on a lot of memories that I could have made with just my child. Because at the end of the day, over there, it don't stop. You're going to have
they don't think about you and what y'all doing.
I had to start thinking like that. I'm like, hey, I love them, but they're not always here in this moment.
Yeah.
I can't stop my moment with my child because of me wanting to get them. I always want to take them everywhere. I always want to do that, but I can't. It's not always available. So with me, I was like, now I'm kind of like, I love y'all, but
yeah, I feel that. So similar situation for me is, but the difference being, it's not so much, I wish Izzy could do this, It's Julian, because the boys are so close in age that like taking Ryan to the monster trucks, like I feel bad that I didn't have Juju because, I don't have full custody of him. So, and Keith's a bitch. I mean, whatever. We're an hour and 17 minutes in. If you're still here, you want to be here. So, and so like I deal with that a lot because there's things that I will do separately with Izzy that she'll have her own like bonding times with me that she's uninterested in, but with the boys because they're 3 and 6. They have a lot of similar interests, and same thing, like wanting to do things with both of them, not being able to have them together. In general, them not being together, like, but that's something that the system kind of screwed me on more than anything else. And yeah, I feel bad about it. I feel bad about it all the time. I feel bad about it when, my son doesn't want to go back to his dad's house. I feel bad about it when, whatever, like, it's shitty. It's a pretty shitty situation. And all I can do is provide the best life I can and the best memories I can for them. I mean, Noe knows, like we do a bunch of like white people shit with our kids. Like we find like the farmers markets and the things to do with them so that they have these core memories, like the Pinterest shit. Like we're over here decorating Christmas cookies and wearing matching pajamas. Like we do all of that because I want them to have these great memories. But it's also, with Izzy and Julian not having any control about what happens in their life outside of my house. And I wish I could keep them in a bubble. I wish that, at 9, my daughter hadn't seen porn, but she has. I wish that, she wasn't in a household where her 17-year-old sister's having baby, but she is. Like, I wish that Julian had his brother all the time and wasn't just an only child with his father doing nothing more or less all day, so there's a lot of guilt there. And what I do is I have wine and wine nights once a month at my house with my friends, in which we bitch about all of that and get it off our chest because there's nothing more I can do. Yes, girl, bring your ass. Like, for sure. But yeah, so
that's how I was this Christmas. I was borderline like depressed because I was like, shit, I want my boys here. We're here
exactly
for Christmas and I want my boys here. Luckily, they were able to come. They really were. They weren't doing anything, so my husband went and got them, and it's like when my house is full of them laughing, talking.
Yeah.
I love it, but then I'm like, but Brittany, you can't just love it then. You have to also love it when in the moment with you and just Isabella, because at the end of the day, she isn't an only child, but she is your only child.
Yeah.
And as much as you want to have this big whole family, she is enough. And she's enough for me.
Yeah.
And we went to Disney on Ice, and me and her had the best time. I didn't even think about taking anybody else. I was like, nah, me and my baby going.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like I said, I feel the same way. But the difference being is that Ryan is here full time, so he is an only child, but he's not either one of our only child. And that's just a weird dynamic to have to balance on a daily basis. And it's also, I'm sure for them, our other children, like a weird thing to be like, shit, I wish I could see, or like when we buy them things and their toys stay here, they know that when they leave, Ryan has access to those toys 24/7.
See, I tell mine, she's not allowed to come in this room, which is their room.
Yeah.
She's not allowed to play with their toys, things like that, because I'm big. This is their room. This is their stuff. This is what the way they leave it is the way they should come home, because this is home to their stuff.
Right.
Because nobody goes in your room when you gone for 2 months. You will not.
You want it the way it is. Yeah, no, I feel that.
So it's dirty right now, and I'm looking at it like, who y'all got some cleaning up to do.
Exactly. I will ask the last question. Oh, sorry, no, what were we saying?
Oh, yeah. I feel the same way, I guess, because every time I do something with Nari, it's like I can't do nothing without, you know what I'm saying, like his or two. But it's just like in my head, like they're sisters, and nothing's taking me away from that. And then I have to remember, like in the back of my head, like that girl got her own life. She got her own set of aunties and grandmas and this, that, and the third. But in my head, they should do everything together because they're sisters, and they're 3 months apart, and there's no person to do than with each other, because some things I do like with them, I have no interest in. I don't care to do it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't have to. But it's just like, if I had to do it with Nard, I mean, I have to be the one to co-pilot this with you. Like, I have to, and I have no interest. So a lot of times it's like, if I don't have her, it's just like, well, what are we gonna do? But it's like, when I have her, I got all of the ideas. Oh my gosh! Like one day we got Starbucks. We went to the harbor. We did Build-A-Bear. But it's just like, when I'm with Nari, I'll just sit in the house and look at you like, girl, what we gonna do? And I'm clueless, because I'm just like, I want to have a picnic. But I don't want to have a picnic with just me and you, because who are you gonna play with? Me? I want to sit down.
I don't want to be playing with you, man.
So it's just like, I have to be conscious. Like, okay, like this year I became more conscious. Like, okay, girl, me and you just have to do stuff. Like, it just be me and you, because he does stuff with just him and his daughter, or just him and the baby. And I'm just like, I don't have that same relationship with, it's just them. It has to be like all of them or nothing. And that's not fair to Nari, because for a long time, like, Nari was the only child. So
yeah,
I gotta work on it. But I don't know what to do. Like, I be trying to Pinterest things, but it just be like, who you playing with? That means I have to do everything with you. Like, I like setting them up and they play with each other, and then I go do something in the house.
I'm like, I enjoy naps. You don't want to take a nap?
Right. Let's do it. Let's do it right all the time. Let's just settle and go night.
Take a nap.
Like, I'm just content with the baby. We can sleep together. Like, oh, now, like, you want to sleep with me at night? No, I want to sleep with my man at night. Grown folks time, baby. I don't know what you got going on, baby. This is our time. This is our bed. Bye. That's why you got your own bed, your own room. Just, I don't care what you do in the room, but in here,
just do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So in wrapping this up, ladies, what advice would you give to somebody who either wants kids or is currently expecting?
Don't do it.
You know what's really funny? So when I told my mom I was pregnant with Julian, she said, "Why don't you try again next year?" I said, I wasn't, what?
Like, try this year.
Like, what do you mean? Like, that wasn't.
Me
Like, I'm telling you this is happening, not like I might maybe want to do it. Like,
I would say just honestly prepare to do it by yourself. Like we all have partners. We know we didn't make the baby by ourselves. Just prepare to do it alone. Like the best preparation you can do for yourself is be prepared to do everything on your own. A to Z. Doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, sick days, like just be prepared because luckily with my partner, like we tag team a lot of stuff, but he taught me to just prepare to do everything on your own, but that was in lieu of my daughter. And that's what I had to do, like prepare to make sure I get to work, get her to school, doctor's appointments, like babysitters, like if I want to go take a trip, like just make sure I have all of those things prepared and not depend on him. And that is literally the best advice I can give anybody that want a kid, expecting a kid, trying for a kid. Just prepare, do it on your own, and your boundaries are your boundaries. Whatever you set for you and your child, that's just what's in place. Because when I told them the no social media thing, like I didn't want my son on social media, baby, you would have think they had babies. I got told, oh, I think I'm Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, no, like I literally like Nari's whole entire life. First step, first call, first burp, first two, everything was on social media. So let me just enjoy this. And they get big fast. So just enjoy it. Take as many pictures as you can. And when somebody offers you a break, take it. Absolutely take it. Don't be like, no, I'm okay. You're not. Take the break.
You're not okay.
You go home.
You're never okay.
You're
like,
never.
Take a nap. Go out. Like
from the moment you get pregnant, you will not be okay again.
No. Okay. If you like sleep, cancel that.
Okay. Like,
you will never sleep the same.
Yeah, you're
like,
not okay, and you're never okay.
You're always going to be tired because let me tell you.
Mom brain is a thing, right? Like the inability to like remember consciously where your feet are, like that's not a thing anymore. You're all over the place. You're forgetting things that you never thought you would forget. You live in a bubble. Like there's pregnancy brain, and then there's mom brain, and all of it.
You remember
8 months later, I still have mom.
You can't remember shit for yourself. It's like, wait, did I eat? I know you ate.
Right. I made them chicken nuggets.
But I know you ate because you good. You ain't bothered. Did I eat?
Right.
Thank God for Manny's memory because, baby, he remind me of stuff and I agree with it. And I just like, and I just like, and honestly, I just don't remember. Like, I know we talked about it because you're telling me about it, but I don't remember. And I have no real reason as to why I forgot. Like, no reason.
Nah,
but I just like, I put my phone on the dresser and I walked away and I came in this room 12 times looking for my phone and forgot as soon as I walked in the room. And I'll do something else, leave. And I was like, that's what I'm looking for, my phone. And kept looking for it. 20 minutes this went on. I just got to the point to say I did not need it. And I turned my head and it was right there.
Yeah. I would say if you are not ready to pick up human feces with your hand, maybe in a glove, off the floor, out the bathtub. If you're not prepared to not remember when your last shower was, these are in the earlier stages. You know, like if you're not prepared for that, I would say don't do it. Everything you guys said for sure. But yeah, if you're having a baby, just understand that everything you'll have to do will be on very limited sleep. Yep. So your attitude's going to be on 10 and you're going to have to be mindful of that. Like I have to apologize to Snuggles on a regular basis for just snapping at him when he didn't deserve it. But I'm tired.
Like, never say he didn't deserve it.
In the moment, like in that very moment, like he didn't deserve to be snapped at.
That's rare. I can think of a time Izzy didn't deserve it, but
how about that? He doesn't understand it, and he doesn't understand where that's coming from. He didn't do anything in that moment to deserve that large reaction.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's another thing. Like, as a mother, you have to learn to say, I mean, as a person, you have to, but as a mother, you have to learn to say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we don't mean the things that we say. We don't mean the things that we do. But I mean, making sure that you are taken care of and trying to guess at what's good for you, because we don't even know what's good for ourselves. And now we got a little person that we have to guess and figure out their life too. That's crazy.
It's super crazy.
Nah, for real. The heavy on the guessing.
Also, know that you're raising a little human. Like, they have their own separate personality. Like, you're meeting them when you get parenting and motherhood isn't about like creating the adults you want them to be. It's about meeting this child and their personality and learning about them, and then also raising them to be like a good person.
And it's crazy because me being understanding and my child being a Gemini, it's like I understand you to a degree. I don't know how your twins work, but I know how my twins work. I can navigate mine. You don't know how to navigate yours. So it's like sometimes, probably once every month or two, it's like Izzy will wake up and she's like, I'm like, you just need to cry, don't you? And she's like, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, and it's been like this since she's been a tiny baby. And I'm like, just come here. And I'll hold her for about however long she needs. And she cries and she gets it out. And then I'm like, are you done? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, now we can go on about our day, because she has feelings too.
Yeah.
She has anxiety. She has her way of thinking, all of this stuff. And as a mom, you have to take that shit into consideration, even when you say you ain't take mine into consideration when you done that dumb shit.
Exactly, because they don't. And then that's the other thing that as mothers we have that I'm not going to say fathers don't have, but like kids look to you for that compassion. They look to you for that nurturing. So you have to have those moments with them, even when you don't fucking feel like it, because they need it in that moment.
And when they're the ones that pissed you off, why am I nurturing you? You pissed me off.
Right, I'm pissed, and you're crying, saying, "I'm sorry, I did it." It's like,
and now I gotta hug you and give you this fake ass hug just so you feel better.
And then you also have to take into consideration, if you did not teach them, if you don't teach them, they do not know. So if your kid do some shit, just I didn't teach them not to do it. So because I have Dari does a lot of dumb shit, and I just be like. My partner always say, if you ain't teaching, how will she know? How will she know? Like, who else? If you for a fact didn't teach her, she doesn't know. And I'm just like, damn, I gotta teach her everything, and that is a very draining. That means you gotta teach her how to brush their teeth, wash their face, wash their ass, wipe their ass, like everything. Like, teach them how to
proper way to wipe if you're a girl.
Yeah, and I've done it at an early age. I did a lot of stuff at an early age. Even Richie would say, Brittany, you're very hard on her. I'm not hard. I'm trying to get this shit out the way.
Right, I'm trying to ingrain this shit.
Yeah, that's when dumb shit start happening, like her menstrual. And now I got to teach you to be hygienic with this, because that shit stinks. And everything else. I'm not having to come back and say, did you wipe back to front? Like front to back. How did you wipe today? I'm not having to teach you those things. I'm not having to say, hey, did you wash your butt today?
Yeah. Do you know how to do that properly?
Yeah. How do you brush your teeth? Like,
right.
I'm like, I teach you these things because as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, you do need to learn this. Oh, you do need to learn that. Hey, let's not use soap on our private areas, because that's gonna burn.
Right, exactly.
But these are things that you have to teach them. And I'm like, I teach you this so that when you get to a certain age, I can focus on the age appropriate stuff that you're getting ready to start doing.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, I appreciate you guys for coming out tonight. Happy Mother's Day. I know Noe just stepped off to
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining tonight and for, opening up about some of the things that you guys been through that no one ever told you that you were going to experience, or you just weren't prepared for overall. Make sure to all of our listeners that you like, comment, and subscribe on all platforms, YouTube, all of our social media, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Thank you. You hear Jamal in the background, TikTok. And make sure you guys check out our Patreon. Our Patreon, we have the Trap House. We'll be dropping, I believe they'll be putting some things out there. Keeping It Real. Brittany and I, or shit, damn it, Shay and I are on Keeping It Real. Giving you guys all of Bel Air is on Patreon, and as well as other things. We just lost Noe. But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay unapologetically Black. Have a good night.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's